Yeah. So in the last video we had discussed about what is an MVC and why we are going with MVC. So in this video we are going to trying to understand how to create a first ASP.NET MVC application and trying to understand what is the URL pattern that is getting followed. So open your Visual Studio. So here you can go with the create new project. So then in this here you can search for ASP.NET MVC. So then you need to select this project ASP.NET Web Application. In bracket it should be .NET Framework only. Don't go for any other option. Okay. So here there is .NET Core version also. So we can discuss about that one when we are going with that particular topic. So here we have ASP.NET Web Application, C#, and guys, one more thing, this is also wrong choice because the language is VB here. So you need to select this one ASP.NET Web Application, in bracket .NET Framework should be there and language should be C# only. So and click on the next. So then it is going to ask for the project name. Suppose here I am going to check for some project name eMovies just for dummy. So just you can click on create. So then it is going to ask for what type of web application you want to create, because we selected ASP.NET Web Application, right? So here we have several options: empty, web forms. Web forms is nothing but, so in the last topic whatever we discussed about .aspx and .aspx.cs, that is what technically called a web form. So here we need to select MVC. So this API and single project, going forward we can discuss about that one. So here we are going to select MVC. So after that, so if it is there in the advanced section, this configure for HTTPS will be enabled. So don't change this one, let it be enabled itself. So click on create. So the project creation was successful. So in the Solution Explorer you can see there are some folders are there, we can get discussed one after another. So let's not make any changes, directly start executing the project. I think it is getting loaded, just give one more minute. Yeah. So now you can click on this Google Chrome. So here in the drop down you can select which browser to be execute your application. So here you are going to see about one particular new topic called IIS. So guys, if you let's refer the same code whatever we discussed in the previous class. So here I said there will be ASPX which is going to execute in the browser because it contains the UI code. So coming to this ASPX.cs, so there this code is need to be executed in the server, maybe that is C# server or else it's a VB server. So let's get back to the same document whatever we discussed so far. In this diagram if you see, so the user is going to pass the request. Who is going to handle this particular request means there is a server. So otherwise normally web applications of two types. One is static web applications. So this we are already completed in our curriculum, that is what called HTML, CSS, JavaScript. The combination of these three modules can create a static web applications. So now we are going to discuss about dynamic web applications. What is mean by dynamic web applications? So in random these particular applications are going to change the view according to the user request. So normally static applications are like newspapers, they won't respond with the user, but dynamic applications will respond with the user when user hits a button, when user is requesting some URL. So for that this particular application is going to respond. Then you need two particular modules here, one to execute UI or else one to process user request or user view. So another one is the code executor. Normally our UI code will get executed in the web browsers. So web browsers will be always, it acts like a client. So it is going to interact with the server, that is what called virtual server. Virtual server. Normally for Java they are going to use Apache Tomcat and all those. So like similarly we are going to use a server called IIS, which stands for Internet Information Services. It is a virtual server. Actually, to execute a dynamic web application you require two computers. One can be called as client, the another one can be called as a server. So but we won't have two computers in our we have only one PC, right? So at that time your browser will act as a client, so the server will act like a virtual server, act like a original server. So for .NET we are going to use a virtual server, that is what called IIS, Internet Information Services. So the responsibility of this particular IIS is you can host the application. So you can host your application into this IIS server. So the second option is to process user request and response. To manage user request and response, this IIS is responsible. So normally for Java kind of servers and all those, you have to install them, configure them. There is a lot much of steps will be included. So but in our .NET, so this IIS is internally pre-configured so that you can directly execute them. So by using this particular option called, so there is a execute option is there, you can execute by F5 or else you can click on this IIS Express. So it is not a full version, IIS Express version will comes along with the Visual Studio. Now since I selected Google Chrome, so my application is getting executed like this. You can see localhost : localhost in the sense, so it is going to be executed from your local computer or local server. So this is nothing but port number. This port number will get modified from application to application. So when you see localhost here, that means the application is getting executed from your local server. Understand this one. When you have www, that means the application is getting executed through internet. This is intranet from local. So when you execute your application, it is getting executed in the browser like this. I think it takes a few seconds. So this is the application, guys. So this is the ASP.NET MVC application which comes by default. So guys, here if you understand one thing, so these applications will have inbuilt bootstrap. So this particular application, whatever you are seeing, that contains inbuilt bootstrap. Bootstrap is nothing but it is a framework which helps to create responsive web applications. Responsive web applications in the sense, whatever the screen size is there, so without considering that, this application will get adjusted automatically. Suppose this is my full screen resolution, let's make it small. So you can see this is going to be adjusted automatically. The website is getting adjusted automatically even for all screen sizes. That is what called responsive web applications. Clear? So this is what responsive web applications, because it contains bootstrap inbuilt. Going forward we are going to cover this bootstrap. As of now, just try to understand this one. So now let's get back to the topic of these controllers and views. So here let me see this output. So if I click on home, so we are being in the same URL. Observe the URL here. When I click about, you can see it is going to be displayed like this. So guys, you have to understand one particular topic when we are going with MVC. MVC always execute its applications based on URL patterns. Suppose this is the URL pattern what you are seeing here. So in this, till this one, whatever you are seeing, HTTP or HTTPS followed by localhost, so we can call them, this is web URL, or you can call domain URL as of this one. So after this one, whatever is there after a slash, in this example it is home, so this home can be called a controller. Home is nothing but the name of the controller is home. In that, about is nothing but, so we can call this is a action method, we can call it is a action method. So here we are not following any server configuration or anything. The server will execute your application according to your URL here. Okay. So as I mentioned, till this one after localhost, or sometimes if it is executing in the browser, in place of this localhost you can see some abc.com or something. So since we are executing from the local, this is being in the localhost followed by a port number. So this is application name or web URL, or else you can call it domain URL also. After that you can see this home. After home is nothing but whatever the name, not only home. Sometimes it can be user actions, user iterations, or else you can call data or something. Whatever the name that developer will decide. So that is what controller name. So inside this home controller, this is going to be the action method. So going forward you can come to understand what is mean by exactly action method. Okay. So this is what the URL pattern. So sometimes it is going to be like this. This is one example. So sometimes suppose users or else let me take employees get employee question mark ID is equal to 2056. Sometimes you can see this kind of URLs in the web browser. So again same, till this particular whatever the local host is there, this we can call the domain URL, there is no doubt at all. After that, here employees is there, this can be called a controller name. So now the browser is executing employee controller. In that, get employee is action method. Get employee is nothing but action method. So this ID is nothing but it is a parameter for get employee method. So sometimes you can see multiple also, by an iterate symbol you can have some name is equal to also. So that is another parameter. So all parameters will have an iterate symbol. These are going to be exist after a question mark. So question mark are nothing but query string. Technically we can call them as query strings. So query strings are nothing but parameters. According to this URL pattern, our MVC applications are being executed. So guys, now stop this program execution. Now let's try to understand what are these folders are referring and what is the purpose of this particular folders, so that we can understand. So in this video majorly focus on model folder, views folder and controllers folder also. So there is no model by default, it's an empty one. So coming to the views, so before going to views, let's cover the controllers. So by default they had given home controller guys. So inside this home controller, if you open this, it is a CS file itself, nothing but a C# file. So every controller name will contain whatever the name of the controller followed by the word controller should be there. It is mandatory. So now, but this controller word will not be there in the URL. So actually the name is going to be in the code as employees controller, home controller, but in the URL you won't see this word. In the URL it will get configured only till this one. So every controller class whatever we are creating, it need to inherit the previous, the pre-compiled or predefined code whatever we have, that we need to get it here. That is the reason we are inheriting with a class called controller, which is there in the project system.web.mvc. So along with this system.web.mvc, we are going to get this controllers class. So this need to, whatever the controller that we are creating, it need to inherit this one, but actually you won't get a chance to write from the scratch because it comes automatically. Okay. So here if you see index guys, here I need to have one more